Back to the Barca Breakdown. My name is Yusuf, and I'm here with my co-host Adam.
Hey guys!
Let's get into it, Adam, because today we had a big game in the Champions League, and we knew coming into it we really wanted to win this game against Benfica, so we weren't in the position we are in today. But you know, we still have the possibility of making it through the Champions League to the round of 16. But let's get straight into this game because Xavi came out with a 3-4-3 lineup, starting Ter Stegen in the back, Araujo, Piqué, Lenglet, and in front of them, Demir, Busquets, Frenkie de Jong, Alba, and then Nico, Gavi, and Depay. So what did you think about that lineup coming into it?
Well, you know, in my opinion, the lineup kind of explains the issue we're having on the team, which is we just don't have anyone in the front line healthy, and we don't have any natural goal scorers, right? And we talked about this a little bit on our last episode about how Depay is the only person here who I think could score more than 15 to 20 goals in a season. And as the game went on, we saw Depay is not he's not a striker, right? We need to play him more on the wings with him dribbling the ball and possibly passing it to a striker to put the ball in the net. But that's what my main thoughts were, is that we kind of have a toothless attack, and that's because of injuries to Dembele, Fati, Braithwaite, Aguero, etc. You know, but in terms of other aspects of the pitch, I mean, I was glad to see that Araujo and Lenglet got a chance to play back there. Like we had discussed when we covered Xavi and his Al-Sadd time, there were some inklings that he might try and play a 3 at the back formation. And, you know, there was a good part of Koeman's spring of this year that was pretty good with a 3 at the back. So I was excited to see that. In particular, Araujo is just such a tank and really, you know, up there man of the match of this game along with Dembele for just two players, or for, you know, Araujo as a defender. He just has such great awareness all the time, and there were many times when he was up front putting in crosses. He almost scored a goal, right? He scored that goal that was later deemed offside in like the 83rd minute. That was just huge. And then I thought other things were pretty standard. There was some question about how far up Jordi Alba would be playing, whether he'd be like a winger or a right wing back. You know, and then I think the rest kind of fall into place. Nico and Gavi, I thought, of course, would start, especially with Gavi more playing on the wing than as a midfielder. Nico, I was a little bit surprised by because I thought he picked up a knock in the last match, but good to see him healthy. Busquets seems to, you know, hindsight's 2020 after the match, but he seems to have some sort of revival under Xavi, which is exactly what we want to see. He had some very incisive passes and really helped move the ball forward. Frenkie de Jong as well looks to be playing a little bit more offensively, making runs into the box like Yus kept talking about on our last episode, which was nice to see. And then, you know, Yusuf Demir was kind of the wild card that got thrown in there as another option up on that right side to provide width. And, you know, I was glad we gave him the opportunity. I don't think it panned out as well as we wanted, and he almost had that one beautiful curling shot that could have been a goal, but just hit the woodworks. So, yeah, what did you think, Hughes, when you looked at the starting lineup, and you know, how do you evaluate the players in the game?
So I totally thought that, I really enjoyed that Xavi decided to play different players. Sorry, stumbling there. But I think, you know, playing Araujo, Lenglet is good, as well as playing Gavi, Nico, because I think it gives, from our last game, right, we had Abdi starting and a couple other players, but I think that it gives it mitigates the injuries that we've had seen so much on Barcelona, because under Koeman we played so many of the same players game in, game out, and I just think that really ends up tiring our players out. They don't perform very well. Today's game, I thought we looked really energetic with the young squad. Frenkie de Jong looked good, Gavi, Nico, and then also having Dembele come on later on as the substitute was super awesome.
Was wonderful.
For sure. And
but going
his
back
connection
to your point,
with Frenkie.
I think the main thing we have to say is, right, Xavi has definitely made a mark so far on this team, right? The style of play, the quick passes, the looking for outlets, the moving the ball around the pitch is just completely a 180 from what we saw under Koeman. And so, you know, there's a lot to be positive for, right? Like, there's a lot to be happy about. You know, the team's looking good. Nico, Gavi, seem to be revelations that we, you know, didn't know before the season would turn out to be such studs. And then with Pedri coming back to full health, like we were talking about, Dembele looked extremely, extremely threatening throughout the game.
For sure.
You know, you do think in an alternate universe where we're not injury prone and we have Pedri, Fati, and Dembele, you have to think we win this game. Right.
Sure.
And so, you know, the Bayern game is not for a few more weeks. If Pedri can get healthy, Fati too as well, and link up with Dembele, you know, perhaps the three of those players help Depay find his best form. Sure. There's a lot to leave this match very happy with.
Yeah, overall, I felt like their performance today on the pitch was not what we have seen over the last year, right? I think we were very energetic, getting the ball forward, creating opportunities. While I obviously am going to be criticizing the fact that we couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, which we've had this problem for a while. We just can't finish, and unfortunately that's happening. But at the same time, I still feel good about it. It's just a totally different gameplay. Barca seems to be like more revitalized. We have more energy. We're trying to go out there and score. We want to score. And on top of that, like, I know we didn't get the result that we wanted here, but I'm really happy coming into the game against Bayern. I don't think we're going to win, and I don't think we're going to draw them. But I still think this game gives me hope that there's a possibility that Benfica might not be able to beat Dynamo Kyiv, get those 3 points to surpass us. Because, if we draw even and they win that game, we're head-to-head and we don't move forward to the round of 16. But we also have the opportunity that we both, even if we lose, Kiev could beat them or draw with them, and we'd be totally fine. At the same time, Kiev scored a goal against Bayern today, so that gives me a little bit of hope, saying that there is a possibility. And Bayern might not play any of their starting players because they don't need to. They've already won their group. It's really just kind of like a wash for them at the next game coming up. So I have hope after this game.
To add to your point, Bayern have not been totally invincible this season.
Sure.
Of course, they beat us, 3-9 at the Camp Nou, which is a really embarrassing scoreline, but they had a game, I think, in like the German Copa del Rey edition where they, lost. And so, they're not totally unbeatable, especially like you're saying, if they rest their players because they've already had the group stages won.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you had to ask me right now, do I think Barca will make it on past the group stages to the knockout stages? I'm not super hopeful, and has nothing to do with Xavi and the promise that we're seeing. It's just we're in a little bit of a tough situation,
sure.
Right? Benfica are clearly coming up against the worst team in the group, but they, as you said, did draw against Benfica and Kiev on the first match day, right, of the season. But it's going to be a really big and bad deal if we don't make it to the knockout stages. I think the numbers for the money come down. I saw the Barcelona podcast has been mentioning this a few times, but we would, in order to make as much money in the Europa League as we would making it to the knockout stages of the Champions League and losing, we'd have to win the whole Europa League, which, going back to a point I think you made last week about how we need to rest players and how losing the Champions League might actually help us by giving us more rest and having some of these players who've been injured this season be able to recover their bodies. The Europa League is going to mean a lot more games on a bunch of subpar pitches compared to what we're normally on. So it's really going to be a nervy few weeks here. I mean, if someone asked you right now, you used to put down your whole life savings, right, on will Barca make it to the knockout stages of the Champions League or not, what would you say?
I would not do that. I mean, I have hope in the team, but look, we can't finish, and that's like a big thing. I don't think, even though we beat Kiev, we beat them twice 1-0, and those are the only 2 goals we've scored in all of Champions League. We've only scored 2 goals, and I think one of them was from a header from PK in very dire minutes of one of the games, and I just don't think we are going to, I don't think we're going to beat Bayern. I don't even think we're going to draw them. There is a possibility we could draw them, but our defense is shaky, right? We've talked about this for a long time.
You really don't think we have a shot against a Bayern team that's not starting everyone and with Dembele fully fit? I mean, Dembouz look good, Use. I think I do this every time I get that hopium, injected into me whenever I see Dembele out there looking good. But I think
the last
if
time
Pedri
you
comes
said
back
that,
and
he
Fati
got injured in
back,
training.
There's a chance.
Yeah, but the last time you said that he got injured in training, and then Pedri we thought was going to come back, and then he relapsed, and then we just can't finish, and then I'm just... it's hard because we see these promises, these hopes that are coming from these young players, and in attempts and passion coming out now, slowly but surely, and small improvements here and there. But I just think it's not surmounting to anything just yet. I think we need more time. It's only game 2 with under Xavi, right? We only had 1 game in La Liga, 1 game in Champions League. Now we're coming into Saturday to have another game. I think the game's December 12th, so we have about 2 weeks, 3 weeks coming up here to prepare for that. So
it looks like ahead of the next game we have 1, 2. Yeah, we only have 2 La Liga games, which the Bayern Barca game's on December 8th. So that's only 2 more weekend games this coming Saturday and the next Saturday after that against Villarreal and Real Betis, which I think are teams that'll help us. It's not like we're playing the bottom of the barrel in La Liga.
Sure.
These are teams that'll give us some challenge, and hopefully the team will go into the Bayern game with having faced some tough opposition leading into it. Well, let us know in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, please. Let us know in the comments what you guys think, how you guys thought, the team played today under Xavi, whether or not you're more positive or you're thinking to yourself, I see some comments, Depay is not good enough. We need to get rid of him. Just some, Yusuf Demir is too slower than Trincao. I see some of those. I think we kept it more positive in this episode, but let us know in the comments, and we will see you guys on Sunday. Because of Yusuf's birthday, he is selfishly robbing the Breakdown fans of a video on Saturday. So we will see you guys on Sunday. I hope you guys all have a great week.
Thanks,
and happy
guys.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.